So this area, as you see, is all the thoya. So those thoya that I showed you, they are this very big ones. They started actually like that one that I have. These big ones that now they are so big. So it's like that when you plant them. So here it's not done. I mean, a lot of things it's not done. There is one thing I will show you here. It's actually, as you see, I have here a flower. I forgot what's the name of this flower in English, because you know I learn names of flowers here in Swedish, and that I can never learn in English. My mother-in-law usually give me flowers. This flower is actually a gift from her, and when we invited them for a dinner one time, and then I got it from her, and she usually tell me the Swedish name of the flower she gave me. But then this one I totally forget. I don't know even isn't it a million flower? I don't know. But anyway, this tomato growing beside it actually was a sucker. You know, everybody knows already who had been in my channel what is a sucker. A sucker is like this. They grow, this one, they grow in between a stem and a leaf. So when you let this one grow big, this sucker, you can actually plant it. So it's actually a sucker that I only plant here, and now it's really big. It's like only like, you know, 5 centimeter when I put it there and cuttings, and now it's really growing very big. I have to transfer it. So as you see, I have my plants here. So it's just, you know, just a lot of things to do. I have much more of my plants here, and some of my plants I had transferred already inside the house. So as you see, they are already there. So for those who had been watching my videos, you know I have before always a lot of plants at my back, and now they're totally transferred inside in another area, because we formally had changed the interior of the new house. So my plants are there, but then the exterior, it's still kind of a mess. So I still have, you know, give me like 2-3 days and I have to clean this up, this mess. So that is the thing that I've been doing before, and I have been starting now. I will be planting in this area. I will be planting, and as what I said, I have already a lot of plants in pots, in temporary containers, and I will be planting them soon. I just didn't get my time yet. So I will show you another group of tomatoes that I have. We go there. So I have, as you see here, my balcony here is really, you know, it's just topsy-turvy, a lot of things everywhere. So here is another type of tomato. They have actually names. Every tomato, every variety of tomato has their names, but I cannot memorize all their names because it's a lot of them. And I think here in my garden I have like, you know, 6 different kinds of tomatoes. So as you see, I will explain it again. This is the sucker, as you see. This one is a sucker. So what you do actually is, you don't want them because you want your flowers, you want your tomatoes, so you have to take them out. So it looks like this. This sucker, you can actually plant it. So you can plant this sucker and then it can grow like this big tomato. So that is another kind, and I will show you here this other kind of tomatoes that are really amazing. And even me, I don't have this kind of tomato last summer, and so when I saw it growing, I was like, oh my god, these tomatoes are amazing. I like it. It's, you know, look, it doesn't look like a tomato, it looks like a pear or something. So I was like, oh, these are really great, and I was amazed. So what I do when I have this kind of tomatoes, when I bought them, they were on sale because they were dying, you know. The plant stores here in Sweden, and I know in other countries too, when the plants they're selling are getting bad because, you know, Sometimes they don't have place anymore, they have it outside, and suddenly, even if it's already spring, and suddenly it became so cold and they were outside, so they get bad. So the tomato plants, their small tomato plants, get bad. So what they do it, they sell it. They make a sale. They have like, you know, half the price of the tomato. And I bought this and they look like dying, but then I planted it and now they are really bearing a lot of very nice tomatoes. So what I do, I'll have one of them get ripened and then I will save it. I'll save the seeds for the next summer. So I have the seeds. That is how you save the seeds. If you see a tomato and you find it very nice, or any kind of fruit, save the seeds, because you can actually plant the seeds. So I will go around again, and here I will tell you about my coleus. I have actually a video about how to propagate coleus, and as what I said, they are very easy to propagate. They are one of the easiest to propagate with only by cutting. So this is the coleus that I have. So this coleus is even just, you know, like a month. And they were planted from cuttings, so as you see, and they are very nice to have. Here is another coleus, and when they are exposed to the sun, they give a very nice result, because this coleus is actually the same. It's from this, but then this one was totally exposed to the sun, and result, they give different kinds. You look at the combination with the flowers. And this is my guava tree that I have to plant in this very big pot, because I use this on herbs. I always want to have guava tree inside my indoor. If you live in a country where you have the 4 seasons, which is winter and the fall, they don't survive because it's cold. So I have them indoors. And the reason why, even if they don't bear fruit here, I don't know if they will bear fruit. The reason why, it's because I use them as medicinal, you know, as a medicinal plant. I have a YouTube friend. Her channel is called Dihas Filipina. She is an expert on herbs and all information you can get. She makes very good contents about herbs and how to care for them, how to propagate them, and how to heal. And this one's really true. I have used it, and even my husband, he's Swedish, but then when I tried it on him, he fell down one time and he got bruises. And then I used this. I usually use the, you know, the tip of these leaves. You pick them up and you crush them, whatever you will use to crush them, and you press the how do you say it? My God, I have the Swedish word and the Filipino word, but I cannot say it in English. You know, the liquid, when you, the juice from it, and that juice actually is a very good disinfectant. I have used it on myself. I had tried it with my husband. I tried it yesterday to my son, who fell down because he do skateboarding, and then he fell down yesterday, and then he got a very big bruise, and I said, come, and I press it and the juice of it. And he was like, oh, that was painful, but I said, yes, but this is very good, and the bruises really heals very fast, and you avoid, you know, infections and all this thing. And it was proven a lot. So when my husband get bruises and like that, he will immediately tell me, oh, can you take that guava leaves and put some on my bruises. So I will advise you people, these are really good. Guava tree inside your home, and it's, you know, it's really good. It's kind of ornamental, and it's kind of very nice when you're from the Asian country and you have guavas, or whatever country will, it's warm and you have guavas growing in your garden, and you transfer to a country where you cannot have guavas outside, then it is very possible you have a guava tree inside in medicinal. I know maybe some of you doesn't know, but the leaves of a guava tree are very good disinfectant, anti-infection, tuberculosis and all this stuff. So I always have it. I have 3 of them that I help to transfer. So I actually have things. You know, sometimes if you think like, yeah, why people has to do this, it's a lot of work. But I think all of us has different interests. My interest is gardening. I just love gardening. And it's a kind of interest where I get something from it. I get something from it. It's because I take care of them, I water them, I give time to them, but then I actually get back. I mean, my vegetables, my flowers, they give me happiness. My vegetables, they are, I get, when it's summer, I don't have to buy salad. I don't have to buy chives. I don't have to buy tomatoes, and it's really very nice. I like eating raw tomato. I mean, green tomatoes, and you can only avail it here in Sweden. You can only avail it if you plant your own. You cannot buy green tomatoes. Very, very seldom you can buy green tomatoes. So there is a neighbor of us, and then it will be another neighbor who will be building that in front. But then this forest is really nice. I have a lot of memories with it when my kids are still very small. And here, so it's like that. And I work in the city, in Stockholm, the capital city of Sweden. That's what I said. So I just go down there. It takes me only 3 minutes, and there's a bus station there, and after 25 minutes I'm in the city. So it's very near the city, but it looks like, it looks like a countryside. That is what I love in this area. So I'm glad. I'm really glad that I am here. So I will be making, I have some friends who asked me to make a house tour. I don't make a house tour now inside because I'm not done with my furnitures. I have to finish it yet. When I'm done with all my furnitures, then I will do my house tour, and I'll give some, and I will be giving, a lot of tips in interior and all the stuff. And how I learn it, I read and read and read and watch and watch. So as you see, I have there my flowers. That flower, I got it also from my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law, she loves flowers, and every time she comes to my home, she always have flowers with her. And I told her I really appreciate if I can have flowers where I plant, and it's kind of flowers that will, that will just stay in your garden. I want to have a garden that is no need of a lot of maintaining, because I don't have time anymore to maintain my garden. I have other things to do, especially now I do YouTube, and I have to have time also. So as much as possible, I want to have plants that grows every year, and that it's a low maintenance garden. So I'm trying to make plants that grows all the time every year. They die, they look like dead on winter because you don't see them anymore, but then when the spring comes, they will grow back. So as you see there, it's a bee, and they love it. It's a bee in this flower inside there. So isn't it beautiful? It's like you're helping the bees. So a friend of mine even advised me, Evelyn, you can maybe have bees and, to have, how do you say it, honey. And I was like, I don't know if I have time. I have already a lot of things to do. But of course, it's a kind of thing where it's, you give time, effort, and all this stuff. You spend money. But as what I said, all of us, we have different things that we like to do. And me, this is my passion. And so as you see, so that is our house before. And I don't know, we have to take out that house because that area there is supposed to be my garden. That is why I didn't make yet my garden, you know, final. Here is another tomato, and this tomato, it's one tomato, and it will be bearing 3 varieties. And I'm telling you why 3 varieties. Yeah, because I grafted another variety on a branch here. So here is my grafting here. I don't take it yet. I should have one day that I will take it out. And these one are like the small round cherry tomatoes, but then it will bear a branch of the one that looks like pear, and another one that are round but they are big sort. So this area actually is, how do you say it, it's actually, this is like 15 square meter. It's an outdoor room that is made of glass on the 2 walls, and this is also kind of experimentation. I plant this tomato here and I never put it outside because I want them to grow as big as they can and bear fruits as late as they can. And when I have this room, because this is indoor, then it means, I have there, I used this room before, like now it's like a stock room and I just have things everywhere. What a mess. 2 years ago I did a disco party here, and now it became a stock room. And I have this tomato, so like when it gets cold, it will be cold next month around September. When the summer is gone, then I don't have anymore the sunshine there, the blue skies, it will be gone. When it will be, so when that time comes, it means that I have to, this room will be closed, and I want the tomato to grow as big as it can. And I hope that I can really see the different types of tomato, the 3 varieties. So I will give you an update with all the plants, all those experimentations I make, so you will see it. Now an update of my balcony porch garden. So as you see, my salads are looking like that. I have been eating a lot of them. This summer I usually have a lot of guests during summer, and you know, I'm doing summer parties, and this is what I got in here. So every time I make scrambled egg, I just, for myself or if anybody of my kids will have, so as you see, I just cut and they grow and they grow and they grow. So that is very good. This one is another of my pumato. Here it is. Where is it now? Here. I have to take out that one, the plastic. So my pumato, my pumato is going down. I have to, yeah. I have there, it has to be transferred. I still have a lot of plants that has to be transferred, but then I'm really so busy now. And this is my, I have to transfer. I have a lot of plants that are to be transferred, you know. How I wish that I can just give, you know, full time to my garden, because I just love it. I just love it seeing my plants. And here are my, look at my little apple tree. It's bearing all these apples. Isn't it cute? And they are really, yeah, I will give that. So here, this apple tree, and here it's another kind. I don't know, maybe they are done. This kind of apple tree, actually, this apple tree, apples, they don't grow big. They are just small ones, but then they are very sweet. It's a very perfect combination of sweet and sour and intense, and they're very nice. I have more here, my string beans, and they are, look, they are really bearing like that. So The thing with this kind of beans, if I will buy it in grocery stores here in Sweden, Sweden is one of the European countries that have very expensive. A lot of my visitors from other countries who came here, they were really like, oh my God, it's really expensive here. And yes, because it's one of the European countries that has a very high tax, and that is why everything cost. And when you buy organic beans, organic string beans and all this kind of stuff, especially when they're organic, they are expensive. Me from the Philippines, if I look at the price and I think like, oh my God, in my country this costs only like this, but here they are expensive. So that is one thing why I do it in summer. I really plant my own, and look, these beans are really growing very, very good, you know. So I have my own string beans here. So every time I can only, you know, I use only like 5 of it, and then I can already cook something with it. Here is another, I don't know, they are getting yellow now, and I know I think it's because they are in a small pot, but I use it for video purposes. That it's very possible if you don't have any garden at all, if you don't have any big lot and you love plants, because you know, if you are passionate of having plants, you just love it, then nothing can stop you. You can always plant in your porch. You can always have them anywhere. You can have them inside. There was even, I have a friend of mine and her daughter just live in, you know, like a small apartment, but my God, it's so amazing. The whole of her kitchen, her sala, it's just full. She is a photograph journalist, and she loves it. She writes books about plants and all this stuff, how to propagate them and all this stuff. Of course, she wrote it in Swedish, and I have a copy of it, and it is really good. She's also very passionate with plants, and she collects different kinds of plants, and it's, as what I said, it's a kind of passion where you get something from it. I mean, if you love plants, and everybody who are plant lover, I know how it feels, and it's just, you know, it's just so nice. So it's like that. And those apple trees, I have to transfer them in a bigger pot again. So it's a matter of it transferring. I still have a lot of plants here that I have to transfer. Oh my God, I didn't know it's bearing flower. I didn't know that. Oh, I pity this. You know, this is another kind of small lemon, and I have to transfer them because I love lemons. I love small lemons, you know. We have here the lime, very big lemons, but I just like the small lemons. It has this intense flavor that is very different of the big lemons. And when I do barbecue, if only I can have access to small lemons, I will always use small lemons. But then it's very expensive here. I have to go to the Asian store and to get small lemons, and sometimes you don't even get it. You don't find it. Here is my basil leaves. It's really a mess here, you know. I'm glad today my sister is coming and she will be helping me. I have a cousin, I have a sister, they live in an apartment. So when it's summer, they usually come here and they will, like, you know, volunteer. Oh, I would love to help you with your plants and your garden. And me, I was like, yeah, thank you so much. So it's like that. So maybe by next summer it will be a lot of changes here, because I will totally change my landscape. And I don't know, I think this house will not be here anymore, because I don't know, if we will not take out this old house, it will affect my landscaping. So I think we have to take it out, because my husband also, he wants to have a beach here at the back of our house. This is actually, that one is the back of our house. The front is there at the other side. This is the back side, and this area I will do my garden. So I have to to do again all these things. Anyway, that's all for today. And if you love gardening, I will be featuring a lot of, you know, updates of my garden when they grow and when I harvest them. And I think when the summer is gone, I will be starting a season of cooking. So I think by the fall season, you can expect that some of my videos will be, you know, will be some of cooking, and some will be like interior designing, you know, how to choose materials when you build a house and all this stuff. So as what I said before, if you're a friend of mine in YouTube, if you're someone who is interested of different things, you're interested of interior design, you're interested of, you know, building houses, you're interested of plants, you're interested of cooking, then you are on the right place, because Liva Buhay will be featuring all those stuffs. Thank you so much for watching. And again, this is Liva Buhay wishing you a happy weekend. Bye bye.